On the Record is on the floor of the Quicken Loans Arena. And the feeling inside this arena, well, it's getting more electrifying by the moment as people pour in here. A little bit later tonight, Iowa Senator Joni Ernst, who is also the first female veteran from any state to serve in the U.S. Senate, will take the convention stage. But right now, she's here to go on the record. Nice to see you, Senator.
Great to see you, Greta. Thank you.
Before we talk about your speech tonight, listening to Ted Williams and Casey Stegall talk about those police, it's just too much, isn't it?
It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. And we need to call on our community leaders to step up and engage these groups out there and identify if there is a threat, we need to identify it. But this is not a federal government solution. This has to be done at the local level. We have to engage our community leaders, our church leaders, etc.
Well, I listened to the chief of police last week from Dallas, and he talked about how, they've put so much pressure on the police. A lot of, even federal funds are given to local leaders to help with the schools and to start programs and everything, or to help with the drug problem, and yet they don't successfully do it, and then the police are left to sort of pick up the pieces, and they're left to deal with the problem. I think that we're demanding too much from our police. They're not social workers. They're there to protect us.
Right. I would tend to agree that they have become a catch-all, and believe me, there are a lot of law enforcement officers that really enjoy working with the public, and many of them do not mind working with children or others in those communities, but we rely very heavily on them, and we do have to rely on other organizations and other community leaders to step in and do their part as well.
All right, tonight you're taken to the stage on behalf of Donald Trump. What are you going to tell us?
Well, I'm taken to the stage on behalf of all Republicans out there, and my focus will be national security. So we are talking about making America safe again tonight, and I will focus a lot on the lack of leadership that we have seen coming from the United States of America, the lack of leadership coming from this administration. We need to fill that gap, and I do believe that gap can be filled with a new leader, and that leader should be Donald Trump.
What would he do differently than a Democratic president?
Well, one, he is very concerned about our military men and women. We have seen just last week, we saw the Senate Democrats filibuster on the floor of the Senate, our defense appropriations bill. Now, I know that Mr. Trump is very concerned about the size of our military. He wants to make sure we're strengthening them.
All right, Senator, well, we'll be watching. We take the stage. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thank